NB Power and the RCMP have been on the crash site all day. What we know so far is that the helicopter struck power lines before crashing into the Restigouche River. It happened Sunday around 4 p.m. With the government's electronic prescription monitoring system going forward, experts say that will increase the number of people using illicit drugs that could contain amounts of deadly substances like fentanyl.
Developing news at this hour. 4 people have been found dead after a house fire in southwestern New Brunswick. Adrienne South has been following the story for us and joins us now from St. George with the latest. Adrienne?
Ron, I'm here on South Street in St. George, and as you can see, the house behind me is taped off. RCMP have confirmed that 4 people died this afternoon in a fire. It happened shortly after 12:30. Egan says in 2012, she was the last person to cross this bridge during the evacuation. And she says ice from the river was actually higher than the deck. They'll fix the municipal property tax on the terminal to $500,000 per year until 2030. In 2015, St. John Council passed a motion to ask the provincial government for a repeal. That was something championed by now Deputy Mayor Shirley McAlery. The city wrote a letter to the Gallant government saying they couldn't afford it and asked for a fair share.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Jill has the night off. The Gallant government tabled its 3rd budget today. Finance Minister Kathy Rogers unveiled increases to education and healthcare budgets, along with significant investments in tourism and daycare programs. The Liberals say they're still on target to balance the budget by 2020-2021. But opposition critics say the budget is all smoke and mirrors. Global's Adrienne South has more tonight in Fredericton.
We have cut the deficit in half since taking office, and we are on track to eliminating it entirely by the 2020-21 budget.
Finance Minister Kathy Rogers says the deficit for 2016-2017 totaled $231.1 million, with a projected deficit of $191.9 million for the next fiscal year, with the estimated debt $14.4 billion for 2017-2018. Rogers announces what the Gallant government is calling record investments in education and health care.
This budget is making thoughtful, responsible investments in these priority areas.
With an investment of an additional $56 million into the 2017-2018 education budget, $45 million for universities over 4 years, and tuition relief for middle-class students. Also included is a 3.3% budget increase to the Department of Health for a total healthcare budget totaling over $2.6 billion in 2017-2018. Along with the announcement of a 17.6% tourism budget increase and the creation of a comprehensive tourism strategy. Opposition finance critic Bruce Fitch says the government is continuing their cycle of taxing and spending.
2 deceptions right on the front cover. Deficit cut in half and a growing economy.
When it comes to economic growth, Fitch says,
if in 2015 the GDP was 2.5 and then this year is predicted to be 0.4, that certainly isn't a growing economy, but a shrinking economy.
Also of note in the budget is the government's expansion of its vaccination program. Rogers says it will also include the HPV vaccination program expanding to include boys. The province says they're also investing an additional $2.4 million in preschool autism interventions. The opposition will have their chance to formally respond to the budget in the legislature on Thursday. Adrienne South, Global News, Fredericton.